I would like to tell you the story about how I got ignored at the coffee store yesterday. So, this is the situation. I'm at a coffee store. This is where you order. This is where you pick up. I come walking up and I'm like, hello! There are like 3 people there. There was like an older lady who was supposed to be working at reception. And then there were 2 guys who were working the machine. So I was standing there and I was waiting. And I was like, I'm gonna wait for my turn. Everybody's busy, but it's okay. I'm not in a rush. And then suddenly the lady looked at me, but didn't walk to the counter. So I just kept waiting. And then she walked to the counter and she was smiling, but she wasn't smiling at me. There was another lady who came up behind me. She smiles at this lady. And then she looks at me and she's like, what can I get you? And I was like, can I have a strawberry lemonade, please? And then I paid. And then now I am over here waiting for my drink. It is now this lady who came behind me's turn. She walks up and then they start talking. She's like, can I get an ice long black? And then she walks and waits here, okay? And then, I'm literally not kidding, 2 seconds later, this older lady walks to this counter with an ice long black and was like, here you go, here's your ice long black. And I was just there like, oh. And I was like, it's okay. Maybe she's in a rush. It's a little bit awkward, but that's fine. Here comes the problem though. I kept waiting and all 3 of these people just kept looking at me. And then suddenly the guy who was working, I'm gonna say this was like 5 minutes later, he looks at me and is like, miss, are you waiting for something? And I was like, oh, I ordered a strawberry lemonade. And then he looked back at the older woman reception. Did you take her order? And then the lady looks at me and was like, what did you want? And then I was like, strawberry lemonade. And then he was like, was that a large or a regular? And I was like, there are sizes? I didn't know there were sizes. And then he was like, okay, let me check. Goes back to the older lady and was like, what size was it? She looked at me and she was like, oh, yes, sorry, it was a large. I don't mind paying for the large, but it's just the fact that I didn't know. I guess I'm having a large today. That's when they started making my drink. This is why I don't leave the house.